New Orleans is bracing for a deployment of more than 200 Border Patrol agents. Operation Swamp Sweep is expected to begin around December 1st, and that's according to sources close to the plans. And it could last up to 2 months. That's according to documents obtained by the Associated Press. Agents aim to make nearly 5,000 arrests across southeast Louisiana and into Mississippi. Joining me now to discuss is Las Vegas Police Lieutenant Randy Sutton. He's also the founder of the Wounded Blue. Lieutenant, thank you very much for joining us today to talk about this. Everybody's preparing for it down there. This operation will reportedly last 2 months with the goal, as we mentioned, nearly 5,000 arrests. That's a pretty lofty goal. How do you think Border Patrol is preparing for an operation of this size? It sounds pretty big.
You know, this is a logistical nightmare for an agency like this. But they've had a lot of experience now. Remember, they've been in and out of a number of the cities that where they've had operations very similar to this. Now, let's look at in order to get some perspective, let's look at how we got here, because I think it's really, truly important. We had an unprecedented administration under the Biden administration that allowed literally unparalleled numbers of illegal migrants into this country. Now, we all know that for every action, there has to be an equal and opposite reaction, but it's a whole lot harder to eliminate the illegal migrants who came into this country. You know, the estimate's somewhere around 20 million, and so it's a monumental operation in order to try and curb the number of illegal migrants that came in. But of course, that's why President Trump was so handily elected, was because of the promises that he made about changing the trajectory of the illegal migrants. Now, this country has always been welcoming to legal migration, and that's what we have to be. But we now have an unprecedented issue, and so it unfortunately requires an unprecedented operational capability here.
What are you hearing about, why New Orleans is on the map? Why is this city such a priority for enforcement? And what have you been hearing?
Well, unfortunately, New Orleans has had a very significant crime problem for a long, long time. The police department is undermanned, underfunded. The fact of the matter is that their crime problem is out of control as well. Now, is there a correlation between illegal migrants and crime? We've pretty much established that there is. So you also remember that this police department, the administration of the city, was not cooperating when it came down to detainers being recognized for those who were in jail, where they committed crimes, but they weren't cooperating. So of course, with the unprecedented reactions now to that type of behavior, the federal government simply isn't taking it anymore, and they are going after the illegal migrants. But remember this too: they're not going after the people standing around at Home Depot. That's not their main mission. It's to get rid of the criminal aliens that have committed crimes and made it less safe in that city.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.